Thank you very much. Again, I'm Suzanne Shore, and Nebraska Impact is a 501c3 that was established with the mission of connecting Nebraskans across the state, bridging communities, and enhancing state pride. And we were asked to create and coordinate a relief fund, the Nebraska Impact COVID-19 Relief Fund, which will be directed through statewide community collaboratives. Now, these collaboratives are a part of the Bring Up Nebraska initiative that is administered by Nebraska Children and Families Foundation. It's a lot of words. It's about communities. It's about the collaborations within those communities. We are very grateful to be partnering with the Governor's Office and thank all of his staff, as well as Nebraska Children and Families Foundation. And we have Mary Jo Pankoke here who's helping with us. Thank you for everything. These funds will help individual communities meet their needs depending upon their unique and particular circumstances. Now, this could be helping their citizens meet needs for paying rent, mortgages, utilities, or it could be to help subsidize and support food pantries that find their supplies depleted, or it could be to help secure and procure school supplies for low-income students who are now having to study in their own homes. It all depends on what that community's needs are. These community collaborations assure that the funds will be used in targeted, strategic ways that meet those individual communities' specific needs. And these collaborations, what they do is they bring together community players, including civic leaders, business owners, service providers, educators, healthcare providers, the law enforcement, government officials. It also includes people from the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and the Department of Health and Human Services. They all come together to help solve those communities' problems. And these collaboratives have proven themselves to be reliable resources throughout the state. In various ways, I know them because I've helped work with them as they improve the outcomes for children and families by providing focused prevention support services, but they've also provided the leadership and the coordination during the 2019 floods. They have proven themselves to be great partners and provide the kind of local leadership that's absolutely critical in overcoming any emergency. And I can't say enough words of thanks to those individuals who are working across the state in those collaboratives, because they are working overtime to figure out what the needs of their communities are and how they can solve them. We are also working with the Nebraska Department of Education to identify technology needs for students from low-income students or from low-income families who are now studying at home. We're partnering with Motherboard to procure computers to refurbish for students in need. And Motherboard is a Nebraska-based electronics recycling and computer refurbishing social enterprise. And I want to thank Motherboard's owner, Stephen Toller, and all of his staff for working with us to help bridge Nebraska's digital divide for students in need. I also need to thank Tri-State Generation Transmission and Association. They are our initial gift giver. They are the first to step up and support us. This will require funds, and we can't thank them enough for being there for us. For any company or individual that wants to give funds to this, please visit neimpact.org. Again, that's neimpact.org. There are also on that website other resources, ways to volunteer. There are organizations that are still looking for volunteers, lots of virtual opportunities. And I also want to say, don't forget to go out and give blood. Also, I want to give one last comment about that neimpact.org. We are placing educational resource material for virtual learning to be used by teachers and parents on that website. So I encourage you to go look at that. They include all of our Now You Know Nebraska videos that we produced years ago, one for every school day of the year. Also linked to the virtual tour for the Capitol and to the Nebraska Atlas. So for teachers and parents who are looking for resources, it's there. And the last thing I want to say is thank you to all Nebraskans. I know this is a hard time, and we're all stepping up, and it just makes me so proud to be a Nebraskan when I see people taking care of each other and doing what we need to be safe. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, honey. And would you say it's safe to say that kind of the collaborative use is really a lot like what you're doing with Bring Up Nebraska to be able to bring those resources? So Great job on the collaboration. Again, something we do really well here in Nebraska is we work together well. And then you mentioned giving blood, so thank you very much. We actually had a question about, does the Red Cross screen for COVID-19 when they're taking your blood? As I mentioned, I got my temperature taken twice when I gave blood a couple of days ago. They definitely checked the person to make sure the person is not somebody who's showing symptoms. Turns out that respiratory viruses, such as COVID-19, so any respiratory virus, including COVID-19, are not spread through the blood. So everybody can be rest assured that the blood that's being donated will not be able to transmit COVID-19 to anybody, because that's not how that gets transmitted.